All right. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be joining us from around the globe. We want to just thank you guys for being here today as we welcome in Elisa Glass, the new Executive Director for Myositis Support and Understanding, or as we all call it, MSU. This is a very big occasion for us, a huge moment as we continue to grow and expand on our impact in the myositis community. Elisa is going to be bringing with her, and already is bringing with her, her wealth of experience in patient advocacy, nonprofit leadership, and her deep personal connection to this work and to myositis. And so today is all about getting to know her a little bit better, who she is, her vision for MSU, and kind of what's ahead for the organization. So I guess let's begin. Elisa, welcome. To
Thank you. Thank
start,
you. Good morning,
could
good
you
afternoon, good
tell,
evening.
thank you. Could you tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what led you to this role with MSU?
Certainly. I have always believed that most profound impact comes from really amplifying the voices that are rarely being heard. And that's one of the things that I needed to do. And that's how I wound up in different organizations in different places to do just that. So let's talk about what's going on, what's happening. I've been a longtime volunteer for myositis, a longtime advocate for myositis. I truly love it. And it's interesting because I get teased. I was very shy, but I had to work out of that in order to get into advocacy. And MSU is set apart. And I don't know if everybody knows this, but it's for all people, no matter what demographics, what socioeconomic level, what disease you have, how much pain or itching or no itching can you walk and you know, it's just everybody, all inclusive. And on top of that, it's about love. Let's be there to support each other. Let's be there to understand what we're going through, to have each other when a lot of times we don't have anybody. So I increasingly wanted to be part of MSU. To me, Jerry's amazing, in terms of what he has founded and the team, it's outstanding. So why would I not be interested? Okay, that would be the real question. So to be part of this special, unique, inclusive community has been something that I've always wanted to be part of. And here I am. Very lucky, very blessed. Mhm,
Awesome. So your background, I know,
mhm.
includes both, and you talked about it briefly, some nonprofit leadership, but you also have a lived experience with myositis. Um, how has that shaped your approach to patient advocacy and leadership?
Well, maybe I should share a little bit of my story. And prior to being diagnosed, and I was actually diagnosed later on in life, I'm the later on onset. I have dermatomyositis. Prior to that, I was athletic, I was teaching, I had a store, things were good. I was just looking forward to retirement, but myositis had other plans for me. So I did not realize until recently I had little landmarks like had pneumonia several times. I had different things happening, weakness, and they didn't know why. I just didn't pay attention to it. It didn't seem like it was important to me or to anybody else in that matter. Then I got sick on a Thursday, and by Monday, I was completely paralyzed in excruciating pain, and everything was failing. Within a few days, they were asking my family and everybody to come in to say goodbye. When they finally diagnosed me, because I don't think anybody wanted me to die on their watch. So they worked hard. I have to say that. When they finally diagnosed me, it was really upsetting. Not that I had it, but the way it was presented to me. They came in, looked at me, and they said, we finally know what you have. They said the word, I couldn't even repeat it. It's like, what is that? And then they said, but there's no cure. And people of color, in particular women of color, tend to die sooner. And I remember instead of being crushed, I remember I got like slightly angry and I'm saying, you know what? I'm going to make you eat those words. And without knowing, that was the beginning of me starting my fight with myositis and what we're going to do for us and how we're going to change things. A lot of learning had to go on. I struggled to learn how to walk. I had to wait to get the peg tube removed. I had to work to eat, get my voice back. And in time, a lot of studying, a lot of doing, and took my career that I was doing prior to DM to utilize it to do my advocacy work and get things done. I really felt that yes, we need to change the narrative, not only of when you're told you're diagnosed, but how long it takes for some people to get diagnosed. Okay. And then we got to look at treatment, affordability of treatment. There were so many issues that I was confronted with that I said, you know what? I have to do something about this. And obviously, that's how I wound up getting into advocacy and everything else. And that's my lived experience. Today, I still suffer from chronic pain and I get this really outrageous itching that they don't understand where it's coming from. And I live my life every day today. And that's one of the things that MSU also talks about. Let's live today. Let's enjoy today. Let's have a quality of life today as we work towards tomorrow's cure because we're positive, right? So, and this is how a lot of this came about. So my experience actually reinforced my belief that advocacy is not just for becoming aware of this disease, but to take action, to change policies. And that was my belief in how I took it, how I interpret it. And that's how I wound up in a lot of work. Now, at the same time as I was doing this, I got involved in a lot of caregiving groups. Okay, I got involved in a lot of Spanish speaking groups that actually I started, all right, and did a lot wanting to be able to reach everyone where they were at. I am a grassroots person, so you will see me go to the community center. You will see me go to the library. I still do it to reach people and do what I need to do. And at the same token, I am like really excited that I had the opportunity to do a lot of webinars, a lot of a lot of connections to be able to tell my story. But I always let it be known that when I walk into this room, I'm not walking alone. When I stand here, I'm standing with the others who are not capable to be standing here. And that's how I got into all of this.
Wow, that's powerful. And thank you for sharing part of your
Oh,
journey and your story,
so
um, and 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 how that led into your career. Um, so what knowing that and knowing you, what excites you most about stepping into this role with MSU?
well, I have to tell you, Jerry is like one of my heroes. Okay. So don't let him know I said that. Okay. But he is. It's just phenomenal what has happened
I'm
with
pretty
him
sure
doing.
he's here today, so I'm pretty sure he's hearing you. So
But the opportunity to build upon this incredible foundation that Jerry has built, okay, and the amazing teams that are there that are continuing to create forms and forums and all kinds of different things to continue to keep the connection with us patients, because I can say us, all right, our families, our children. It's fascinating. It's amazing. I am dedicated to Jerry's vision. My dedication to this myositis community obviously is something that you can see. This what Jerry has done is nothing short of a transformative experience. And if you can feel that wave, then you feel my passion. And that's where it's going. So, yeah, I'm excited. You know, this is someone who started something that was deeply personal to him, a mission that evolved. I mean, think about this, it evolved into a global movement. So this is not just, a support group and here people to understand. This is we're out there. This is movers and shakers wanting to let everybody know you don't we don't want you to feel alone. We want to help you. Okay? We want to be there for you. And the thing is not blowing hot air, is actually doing it. And that's so impressive to me. So am I excited? Absolutely. And do I say that there's a research component to MSU that a lot of people don't realize? And that research component has gone above and beyond. It's just amazing what's happening. And part of what I'm hoping to do is let all of our community know everything that's going on with MSU and hopefully how they can be involved, and hopefully my excitement didn't take you everywhere, but
No,
definitely.
I love it.
Yeah,
I
it's
love it.
definitely to
And
honor Jerry's vision and the vision that is shared by his team, which is just amazing. I've been really excited, and hopefully together this will be a powerful combination and collaborative event and an opportunity to continue to have it grow.
and kind of going along these lines of what you were just saying is, MSU has always been patient led, and it's still
Mhm,
obviously
mhm.
patient led, patient driven organization. And I think you've touched on this a little bit, but let's expand on it a little bit more. And how do you plan to honor that legacy, while also moving us into that future?
Certainly, and one thing that everybody was recognized, and I recognize it myself wholeheartedly, the heart of MSU has always been, and its unwavering commitment to the patient-led and patient-driven programs. Everything. I can get slightly emotional about this because I've been around a while, and we have been dismissed in so many realms, and MSU doesn't. And it will continue. I will continue to honor that because that's so important to me and so important, this whole legacy. The guiding, it's a guiding principle in how we will continue to shape our future. We will not leave that behind. How we expand and what we do in the plans that we have for the future will never forget that component. This is the birth. This is the guiding principle of MSU. So,
Love
what will
that.
I
And
do?
I love that you honor that.
Uh, uh, no doubt, it's there. It's there. But with that, I am looking to have some bold innovation, stronger advocacy, and definitely an unshakable commitment to those we serve. Okay.
Okay, so let's expand further onto that then, because that kind of leads it into the what are your top priorities for MSU in the next year?
And I believe the whole group already knows that this is the 10-year anniversary. Whoa, this is
Right.
fantastic. So this is a pivotal year. This is a pivotal moment for a lot of things. And it's a time to honor definitely the legacy. But at the same time, we're setting a bold course for the future. And what are my personal top priorities is structure and strategy. And in that is maximizing all the efforts to maintain our mission. As we, of course, do things like legislative roundtables, definitely looking into expanding partnerships. We're looking to expand our digital access, being able to know the numbers so that we can speak adequately when we are in Washington. They constantly look not only for stories, but they like numbers. And these are things we like to do. So as the 10-year is a milestone, there's no doubt it's a milestone. It is definitely for me a launch pad of where we're going for the future. And I do believe there's a lot of things that's going to be going on. And as we go on in time, people will know the information once things are solidified. And of course, there's an awesome team that's there ready and waiting to continue to do all this work, which is exciting. So we're not just going to look back. We're going to honor our history, but we definitely want to move forward. And we do want to definitely have more opportunities to open up for caregivers in this community. So, you know,
Love that. Love that. Honoring our caregivers and our care partners. Yes.
definitely.
Amen to that. So you talked about this, but how do you plan to strengthen MSU's relationships with the medical and research communities, to better to advocate, I guess, for better treatments, resources for those living with myositis?
That's an excellent question. And I will tell you that first and foremost, everybody, and this is part of my campaign, what I'm doing now, is for everybody to understand that MSU must be in the center of all this collaboration between patients, medical professionals, and researchers, and any other industries involved with us. So, in doing that, not only letting them know that we must be in the center of all of this, is also letting them know that it's time for us to be actively having this strategy to say, okay, how are we going to do that? So we're going to partner with some universities. We're going to partner with biotech companies and definitely any other industry that is out there that's going to assist us in moving forward, because that's what we're doing. We're going to maintain and honor who we are, but we will move forward. And that's what we're going to do. We need to strengthen medical partnerships. Okay, bring in this engagement, bring in this education, and we definitely need to get to a point where we can do detection sooner, all right, diagnose sooner, and do treatment sooner. So hopefully with our being in the center, we can tell the stories of what went wrong, what tests are working best for everyone. We hope, right? Because myositis is not a universal thing. So it's how are we going to do this? And I definitely am looking at improving diagnosis, no doubt, but also it's the treatment guidelines. It's guidelines. I love it. They kind of disappear. Guidelines for one place, guidelines for another place. No, they need to be unified all across America so that we all know what we're getting into. And of course, that brings in insurance companies and everything else, but we do with everything as it comes along.
Yeah, and I will highlight that for those that don't know, and you'll be seeing some
Mhm.
post about it, but Elisa will be in Washington, D.C. for Rare Disease Week with Lynn Wilson, the president of MSU, and they will be there um, actively advocating on behalf of our community and trying to make a difference in a very powerful week. So I just wanted to, I know you weren't going to say that, so I'm going to say it for you.
Thank you, Jessica. I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so
Mhm.
let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk
Sure.
about strengthening community and engagement. You've talked about it numerous times in here that the heart of MSU is our community, the patient's voice. How do you plan to deepen that engagement with patients, care partners, and advocates?
Well, it's one thing that I've learned even from my own personal experience. It's belonging is important to be part of something, and MSU feels that. MSU gives that to everyone. So my mission with this is to deepen that connection. And we will find out in different ways and how we can do it. But we want to deepen the connection and not make anybody think that we're going to change anything because we are doing more of research and more of this or more of that. I don't want them to think that. So of course there's going to be a lot of communication going back and forth to make sure that they understand the movements. I want to personally, I want to make sure that they know that every patient, every care partner, every advocate not only finds support, but becomes an active participant within this MSU Love Fest community. Okay. So now we look at it and we say, well, how do you plan on doing that? Well, there's a lot of things. We got movements. We want to start other types of groups, other types of initiatives, not only to hear the voices and to hear, but to accumulate that data and to be able to repeat it in policies, to be able to repeat it in Washington and other advocacy groups, as well as probably other agencies that need to hear this information. And so that's part of it. We want to when I say we, I'm talking about us collectively as a MSU. We really need to be heard and we really need to be seen, and people need to know what we're doing. And that's already what we're out there doing. But I will say that I thought about this, and even this morning, that MSU, they say the MSU, the organization, and I'm going, wow, sometimes it's like a movement. This is like a powerful, powerful movement, and a movement that I want to take everywhere. So, building the lasting communities, having more things done in communities to help people to be empowered. Okay. Having more information that they can have a diversity of choice in what they can eat or what treatment or what doctor they would talk to. These are things that I'm looking at. And we will continue. And of course, listen, they can always send us emails because we will be reading them. That's for sure.
That's very true. So along those lines, we know, and you've talked about this a little bit, too, that myositis is extremely isolating, and you want to deepen that connection. So, do you have, or what strategies do you have to make MSU's support networks even more accessible and inclusive, like you were talking about?
I will tell you that isolation is amazing. Medical PTSD, frustration, for this whole isolation is also connected to some sort of mental health things that will happen to us because of what we're undergoing, and to be made to feel sometimes that we might be an exaggerator, a hypochondriac. These things really doesn't do well for us. So in that, the more information our community has to describe what's going on with them and to have information to back that up. And I'm quite sure, everybody's seeing the pain paper that has been done by MSU, which is astounding and being utilized today, I have to say to you. Okay. That's one thing for us to prove that pain does exist. We're going to continue in that format, right? So to think that any doctor would say that pain doesn't exist with myositis, unfortunately, is still that way. It can be antiquated. So these are the things that we're doing to bring things to the forefront. And in that, it brings a unity, this sense of belonging, this isolation, because I am quite sure I'm not the only one that lost a job, that lost a business, that lost friends, that may have even lost family members due to the disease and them not understanding. And the worst part about this disease, today I can walk and today I smile and today looks like there's nothing wrong with me. And then tomorrow, the next day, I can be stuck in bed. And they don't understand that. So when you have a community of unforgiving people who don't understand and don't want to research and don't want to learn, we have that challenge, right? So that's what makes this community so powerful. And I don't want that to be lost. I don't want the struggles of financial situations, which I'm quite sure a lot of us have gone through, and to also be taxing. And that's another thing that MSU does that's so unique. They help. Okay, they help with financial stuff. I mean, obviously, you cannot be supported for the rest of your life, but to kind of get you out of some problems, to get you some food, to get you some medicine, to get you an appliance, come on, this is just astounding. I don't want to stop that at all. And I do have short-term and long-term objectives. I don't plan on going anywhere soon. So hopefully not.
Good.
So, so my thing is that I want to continue a lot of this, and how I'm going to do it, a lot of it is subject to still some discussions that I'm having, of course, Jessica, with you, and we'll be having with your team, and how we're going to go about a lot of this, because we want to do it right. We want to do it with the heart. Okay. And with the heart, we have to be cautious sometimes in what we say and what we do, if that makes sense
Absolutely.
to you.
Yes, absolutely. It makes perfect sense, and I
Right.
and I absolutely love it. And you talked about the financial assistance program
Hmm.
that we offer, which is great. So that kind of moves me into the next section here about fundraising and partnerships and growth, because obviously to be able to do the financial assistance program, we have to fundraise, we have to partner, we have to
Yes, we
grow.
do. Yes, we do.
So are there any new initiatives or programs that you're looking to introduce or expand with MSU's reach and resources?
Well, I'm going to put some things out there, and definitely, Jessica, I know you're going to be doing that emailing and everything else and social media. I know it. I'm grateful for that. So we do have, of course, the moonwalk. It's the second year of this moonwalk, and it has grown exponentially. It's so fascinating. I'm so excited to be there this year myself. So we do have this. We have something called the 10-10-10, okay, which is going to be coming up, and obviously we'll be sending out that information. You donate 10, you find 10 people that can donate 10, and it becomes also fun, to kind of do this, and more information and will come out on that. And then big announcement. All right, first time ever. Should we have a drum roll? Okay, first time ever.
My dogs might
We
go crazy.
Oh, first time ever, we're having an education and empowerment summit this year. Yes. So it's exciting. I'm excited. I'm thrilled. It's going to do a lot for our community. And it's just, I can't even express how excited I am about this, you know?
Yeah, me too. And I know that we've been trying to keep our
Yeah,
that cat in the bag there for a little bit, being like, oh, nope, can't say anything. So,
not as of yet. The announcement is out now.
but yeah, yep, that's right. Everybody knows it's coming. It's
Yeah.
coming. Okay, so let's talk about some final thoughts here before we kind of to wrap this up. As you're beginning this, journey with MSU, what message would you like to share with the myositis community today?
Wow. There's so many messages I think that I've been saying throughout all of this, but I think that if I had to shorten it, I want you to know I know you exist. I know you there. I see you. I see you. I hear you, and you matter. You absolutely matter. And I never once don't want you to think that you don't. You don't. And I represent you. And I speak for you when I go to Washington and any other locations and industries that I go, I speak for you. So I want you to know that. I also want you to know myositis people, as much as we go through, people don't recognize sometimes the resilience that you have. Okay. You are resilient. It's amazing. You are strong. There's the strength and an unwavering hope. And hope is what got me to where I am today. And I still hope, for better today and a greater tomorrow. I don't think of the negatives. It's a waste of my time. Okay. I don't want to. I want to just try to think positive. All right. But this is it. I'm here. I'm standing with you. I'm standing beside you. We're going to work together. We're going to get this done. And I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. And I'm going to fight for you. So this is a
Wow.
movement. We're going to reshape this future. You are not alone, please. We are here together. We are an MSU family, and the best is yet to come.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. I love that. That was well
Right.
said and very beautiful. And I can say on a personal note, having gotten to work with you over the last couple of weeks, you are an amazing woman, a huge inspiration.
Oh, thank
And
you.
I personally am so excited about the future and the fact that you really truly hold on to Jerry's vision,
Oh, yes.
and the mission that is MSU and everything that we stand for. Um, and I really appreciate you sharing your insights, your visions today. I really, really look forward to how your leadership is going to take and shape MSU into the future. And we are just so grateful to have you here leading us, supporting us. Um, that can't be said enough. I can't thank you enough for the overwhelming support that you've shown not only to myself but also to all the volunteers. Um, and how much you think about them, not
Mhm.
just the community at large, and not only that, but also MSU, MSU
Yes.
community, the MSU volunteers. And the first
Yes.
things you asked me were, what can I do for you guys? What can I do for the volunteers? And that means the world. So with that, I want to thank everybody that took time out of their day to be here today with us. Thank you for being part of the conversation. Thank you for being part of MSU. We encourage you, please to stay engaged, to get involved, support MSU as we continue to build this stronger future for our myositis community. Um, it's our 10th year anniversary, and we have
Yeah,
so much more to come. So, with
absolutely.
that, I'm going to conclude this. Elisa, anything that you want to say last words before we sign off?
Thank you to everybody, and I'm here from my heart to yours. So we see each other soon.
Thank you, everyone.